Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mrs. Peterson, that lady who teaches art, and this is part 2 of our skull drawing video. So if you missed the first part, go back and watch that, but we are picking up on our third step here, which is shading on the object. We already did our black, and now we're going to work on our dark gray areas. So I'm looking at my reference photo to find where those darkest gray areas are. I'm going to start back kind of where we left off down here, which shows that there's some dark gray right here. We just don't want our pencil to be quite as dark as it was before, but still a darker shade. We're just going to find all those darker gray spots and get them put in. And this is kind of darker gray all around it. I'm just going to use a little scumbling right here. Remember, scumbling is when we do little circles with our pencil. It just looks like it got blended really nicely, and scumbling is a great way to show that. Let's see, and here's pretty dark, more of like a shadow. And then I think the only other dark gray is going to be up around here. So this part right here of the eye socket. Around everything I already did. That was black. Shade in this shape, and then this looks like it comes down around here. Inside here, so this part is darker. And then maybe this part right down here is pretty dark. All right, when I'm done with my dark gray, I'm ready for my middle gray. So I'd say I'm going to start up here on the eye this time. Right here there's a little, almost like a triangular shape. We're just going to do middle gray. This is like normal pencil pressure. Darker along the edge here. Then say some of this is dark gray up here, maybe not all of it. There's definitely a white like triangle right in here. We don't want to get that shaded in if it's not supposed to be. You can kind of outline it and leave it white. And I'd say we have some in here. It's kind of a whitish area here. My first attempt was too fat, so I'm going to go back and just make it a little bit skinnier. And we definitely have some shades that come around here that are that middle gray. And make sure that you're using a different shade than you were before so you can tell the difference. Got some shading up here. Okay. This looks like it's pretty light gray, so I'm going to leave that for later, but this part has some darker gray. Middle gray, I would say. And then this is all going to be shaded in right here. It looks like I forgot a little black part right here. If you see something that you missed, don't be afraid to go back and get it. All right, I'm done with my middle gray. So now I'm going to add my light gray, and that will be my last shade. So I'm really going to scan kind of everything here and just make sure that I've got that everywhere I need to have it. This comes up a little bit here. And then back here, right around the back, got some light gray. Comes down at an angle. So looks good. There's a lighter area right there. This has a little bit of shading in the inside of it. Light gray here. Maybe light gray all along here. Comes up just a little bit more up here, especially up by those black marks. And the more we can pay attention to how it actually looks on the shape, on the reference photo, and get those shapes, the better it's going to look. Even though it looks kind of weird, it tells our brain it's not a cartoon, it's actually capturing what it's supposed to capture. Make it look realistic. All right, along here, this one under here is lighter gray, darker along the edge. We have some shades going on up there. And I think we've got all of our shading done. Okay, so the next step, we did our shading, is our shadow. So let's look at our reference photo for our shadow. Looks like our light source must be coming down from the top up here. It's casting a shadow right here, and it kind of mimics the shape. Goes this way, and then it kind of comes off. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to kind of give myself a sketchy outline for where I think that shadow goes. And it's definitely going to get closer to the skull here. And then it goes back out. Looks like if I come over here now, and I'm going to bring my line to meet that one, I'm going to come down here, bring my line over to meet that one. Now when I do my shadow, I like to use scumbling, and scumbling is little circles. Our shadow is darker closest to the object. And you can even tell that right on here. It's darker here than it is around here. I'm just trying to copy what I see, not what I think. Really pretty dark right up here next to the skull. Don't be afraid to turn your paper if that makes it easier for you. All right, and then the rest of my shadow is going to be a little bit of a lighter shade. So I'm just going to come back with my pencil and fill that in. And we can blend those two together in a second. Okay, shadow is done. My next thing to do is to blend. So we're just going to use a regular Q-tip, and we want to start with our lightest area. So I'm going to start blending up above my horizon line. And we want to start on our lighter shades because once we get graphite on the Q-tip, then it spreads everywhere. So if we start with something dark, it's going to get on everything. And I can clean up that line with my pencil because I did go over it. I want this to look like a nice finished drawing when we're done. Then on the skull, we're going to start with our lightest areas. And we're just going to use the blending stick in the same direction that we did our lines when we were drawing in those lighter areas. And then you can move on to the darker, the next shade, the middle gray. This just really makes your drawing come to life and make it look a lot more grown up. And then you can do your darkest. Some students end up blending away their darkest shade. So at the end, if you've blended too much and all your dark is gone, you might want to go back with your pencil just a little bit and get those dark areas back. I think I'm going to hit some of these dark areas just one more time with my pencil, just to make sure they look nice and dark. Okay, there's my blending. And then my last step is to sign my name. We sign our name when we're done with our artwork. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to write my first name, last initial, and then the class that I'm in. And then you're going to turn that into the turn-in tray. All right, you guys, I can't wait to see what you create.